Many people know Jeorgia Peach as a party girl, a singer, a business owner, and an adult content creator, but there's more to her. Jeorgia Peach Armani Reed was born on April 22nd, 2000. She's 23 years old. Her nickname is Georgia with the Big Peach, which she got because of her infamous peach. Jeorgia Peach is triracial. She's white, Dominican, and African American. Her mother was white and Dominican while her father is African American, but she claims to be white passing, despite others' objections to this claim. Jeorgia also has a stepsister named Victoria Majors. Jeorgia Peach was born in Bonton, Louisiana, like her cousin Terry Jo, but she has lived in California since she was 7 years old. She moved to California when her dad, L.A. Reid, won the lottery and started a career as a music producer. Jeorgia was disowned by her father and left bankrupt, but she now lives alone in Hollywood Hills in a mansion that she bought with her own money. Jeorgia is most well known. Cousins are Terry Jo, Amethyst Jade, and Amora Rose. Jeorgia is pansexual and has both sugar daddies and sugar mamas who pay for her bills oftentimes. Jeorgia Peach has had more than 5 BBLs, which all left her in a wheelchair for several months at a time, but she's able to stand once again after she's recovered. Jeorgia Peach went live on TikTok in March 2022 before Terry Jo did, and she thinks Terry Jo is copying her, which is just one of the many issues in their toxic relationship. Jeorgia often criticizes, belittles, and mocks Terry Jo, but she also defends her sometimes. Terry Jo judges and berates Jeorgia all the time, but she also defends Jeorgia sometimes. So it's clear that the two love each other, but in a way that some would consider unhealthy. Jeorgia has an on-again, off-again relationship with Alex Cheap. The two of them have been seen out together even when Alex was dating Terry Jo. Jeorgia has stated proudly that she is a homewrecker and she doesn't care for monogamy at all. She will get whatever she wants at any cost, and she always wins, which is something that Terry Jo has cried about on live before. Jeorgia is a well-known functioning addict who frequently does club promotions at Poppy and Bootsy Bellows, along with hosting other public events since she is a socialite, but her inability to stop consuming pills and alcohol landed her in rehab facilities multiple times, including a recent stint in a rehab in 2023. But unfortunately, Jeorgia continues to fall off the trail to recovery. Many people know Jeorgia Peach for her videos on social media and on OF, but she also was a contestant on Celebrity Big Brother. Jeorgia claims to have written countless hits for other music artists, but she also wrote her own album titled Percocet. She claims that Percocet went double platinum. Jeorgia Peach is not new to scandals, although some of her more notable scandals include a public fight with Evan after he criticized her singing abilities while she was on TikTok Live. During that debacle, she told him that he can't sing, and to put it in a less abrasive way, that she hopes he loses his house to a fire. Despite this, he asked to go live with her again because their fight boosted the amount of listeners on his song Rain, which became very popular when she played it in other lives while singing it and mocking it at the same time. Another memorable scandal that Jeorgia has had was when she was accused of orchestrating the kidnapping of her cousin Terry Jo, but it was later confirmed by Terry Jo that it was a plan that the two worked on together and that she didn't actually have anyone hurt Terry Jo. Although people in the comments speculate that Jeorgia actually had Terry Jo taken out and that she now wears a wig and pretends to be Terry Jo. Georgia's hairstylist, Nicole, has an infinite amount of side hustles, yet she still manages to do the superstar's hair in between gigs. Nicole has become one of the most famous people in Hollywood. Unlike Terry Jo, Georgia has a close relationship with their cousin Amora Rose, and she says that she has been visiting her frequently in London since the two of them were kids. Terry Jo's father passed away and she was having a hard time, so she went to visit Georgia in LA since Georgia had lost her mother when she was a young age, and Terry Jo assumed that Georgia would be able to understand her situation. But during that time, instead of helping Terry to grieve, Georgia convinced Terry Jo to start drinking, start partying, and to even film content with her for her OF, which Georgia said made record-breaking profits. Georgia and Tyler DeVita have a rivalry and they cannot stand each other, which is something that they've made very clear. Johnny Montanez has gone live with Georgia, but he says he's afraid of her and tries to avoid her when he can, although he has been fighting back with her more this year than he used to in previous years.